Hello, it's Tracy Shores. Happy Thanksgiving. Just made the trip back to the Dallas area and about to celebrate Thanksgiving with Leah and a lot of her family and all my kiddos. It's always, as I drive here, it's hard not to think about Michael and our life, the last 16 years spent in this area, and the beautiful things about this life. But interestingly, on my drive down, I was pondering, I'm a ponderer, and this verse came to mind, and it's, when I consider the heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you ordained, what is man that you are mindful of him? And so it was kind of like I was seeing this picture, all of this, all this, so much, right? I mean, every detail in the galaxies. And then in the midst of all of that, God is mindful of me. And when I consider that, it's so amazing because of how gigantic my God is. And so I was looking at this word mindful, and it's an interesting word, and I thought it was really appropriate on Thanksgiving. I actually thought to myself it's almost like we need to be mindful to be thankful. And I guess if we're thankful, we'd probably be more likely to be mindful. But there were several definitions about mindfulness, but they talked about like returning to living in the present moment, being present in the moment. And often we all struggle with that. And I was even like, the drive down, like everybody was on some sort of intergalactical gadget. And I thought, isn't that interesting? The busyness of all of this. And in a sense, God has an intergalactical ordained body, all the sun and the moon and the stars and everything that proclaim God's goodness and his glory. But even in the midst of all of that, and actually even our own lives, those things actually, to me, they beckon us to our Maker. Whereas sometimes these other intergalactical gadgets we have, they just actually create like a mind focus, but it's not necessarily mindfulness. It can be mind numbing, and we're all guilty at times. But anyway, this is not a correction. This is a happy Thanksgiving message. And so I was thinking, and then this other about mindfulness. And so this other definition talked about mindfulness is not taking things, I'm sorry, these bangs. Mindfulness is not taking things for granted, assuming that it'll always be the same. And I thought, wow, Lord, you really were speaking to me, because, you reflect back and you look at your years and you say, where did they go? Where did they go? And you recognize at times you weren't being mindful. You were taking things for granted. And anyone who's lost someone they loved, how they would love to be in a moment of mindfulness, being with that person, being present in that moment. And so, and I wanted to share one other verse. It's from Psalm 111, verse 2. And it says, great are the works of the Lord. They are pondered by all who delight in him. And so I thought, what a beautiful picture of both us pondering and thinking and considering the heavens and the moon and the stars and the works of the Lord. And then, but also knowing that in return, the Lord is mindful of us, that he is present with us, that he's thinking about us, that he's moving towards us, that his eye is always on us, and his mind is fully captivated by you. And so happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.